the third and final video of our series for the Virtual Artist in Residence. In this video, we're going to look at how the story comes together, if there's a new story that emerged from the process, and how you can rearrange that story, and we will reflect on what forms that will take. So I encourage you to have an open mind when you look at your work that you do. Sometimes when you see it on a screen, it's hard to imagine it taking shape in a real live environment. And due to the pandemic, unfortunately, we can't really show you that work in a live environment, in a gallery or anything like that. So I'm going to show you a lot of this stuff digitally, and we can kind of imagine maybe how that work could live on in the real world. And I think you can also play around in your house or in your class, or even do a virtual gallery space. So these are all options to see how your work can live on after you've gone through all these initial steps of creating this self-portrait. So now that you have multiple versions of this work, it could be your sketchbook or on your computer in a PDF or a JPEG digitally. The fun part of the process is figuring out what happens to that work after you've found something that you're happy with. And in a way, for myself, it's always a continuation of the work. I'm not just satisfied with the image in itself. I want to see how it can live in a space. And that is another process, creative process. And I'll show you an example of how maybe I would do that with the example that we worked on last week. So let's dive into that right away, and I'll show you how I think I would probably look at the different steps for how the work comes together, how the work tells a story, how I rearrange the story, and how I figure out what form this will take. So let's get to it. So what's very cool about digital collage or any kind of digital art that you make, it really gives you the possibility to imagine your work in different locations. So here, if I want to see what my work might look like on the side of a building, I just have to find a photo of a building, and then see there was a mural here. I blocked it out, and then I'll see what my work looks like or could look like. And this is good to learn how to do this, just to put your work into context. And also, if you ever want to apply for anything where they want to see your work in situ, or how they want to see it, how you envision showing it, I think it's a good tool to have to be able to show your collaborators how you want your work to be seen. So here I've done that to a few other images here. The gallery, I've taken away the painting, and here again I've taken away this giant rock that was here. I'll actually start playing with these gallery walls, and maybe I'll see different compositions and how each space will affect the next one. And this is actually, these images are all royalty free, and they're not part of the artwork, they're just part of my process. And normally I'll work with the gallery and they'll send me the original plans, but I'm doing this to kind of show you how you can have fun with this as well. Sometimes it's also good to have a person in the image to provide a nice idea of the scale of the work. The fun thing about digital collage is that you can also really use your imagination and your creativity to come up with installation ideas that maybe you wouldn't necessarily do. You have to kind of explore them digitally to see. And I think that's a really exciting thing about digital collage. So now I'm actually creating these images that I will superimpose my self-portraits on. And they could be ideas for propositions for installations. And it really shows you how your work can live in different spaces. Because I kept talking about the forest, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool to see this work in a forest? And might as well try it out. have a little exhibition booklet of the work. And the students, once they have that, they can see how does the art change in the different contexts. Galleries, imaginary galleries ready. I'm gonna import them into my Illustrator, and I'll just show you how I typically